At least we didn't lose. But I'm still gutted because we lost 2 points. Now, we have a big problem. And this problem has been a problem everywhere this season, in every single match. Which is that we do not... Basically, our match ends after 45 minutes. And also, we, over the course of this season, are losing far too many points against small clubs, which is something which needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. Today was a match which I think was initially, from the very, very start, it was a very tough match. But I think at the end, it was the equal result because Sassuolo has had the chances, we've had our chances. Something we need to point out is that we basically given them 2 goals, It's as if Roma was too bored of how Sassuolo was playing that Rui Patricio decided to, get that goal. And then Korsdorp, Smalling and Mancini decided all together to combine and go, Sassuolo, let's give them that goal because they're not that good. So, let's get... This is our problem. We lose far too many points against small clubs. Today, the 3 points were a must. We didn't get the 3 points. We had to get the 3 points for the simple reason that we just... After what we saw after 45 minutes, I was definitely not expecting Sassuolo to win. They didn't end up winning, but at the same time, we've given them 2 fucking goals. We cannot allow the Portuguese national team goalkeeper to give such a goal. We can't allow Korsdorp to be marking Traore ever again. We have bottled it again. And at the end of the season, in fact, let's do it now. Let's count the amount of points Roma has lost against these clubs. 2 against Sassuolo, 2 against Genoa, 3 against Verona, that is that's 7. 3 against Venezia, that's 10. 3 against Bologna, that's 13. What other matches? 2 against Sampdoria, that is 15 points against small clubs. If we add 15 points to our points right now, you know where we would be? We would be the same exact points as AC Milan, first of the league. Can it be possible to be losing so many points against small clubs? No, it's not. And it's a problem which must be sorted. Next weekend, we've got another very tough match against Verona at home, who is 3 points behind us. It's a continuous sense that these players have no clue of what they're doing because they don't have a specific, scheme to follow. And I think, to be honest with you, and it's a project to build. This is a construction year, and I understand that our players are absolutely woeful. But what we need to say is that I, at least, expected a teeny tiny bit more from Mourinho. Because Fonseca wasn't losing as many points as this season against small clubs. It's a construction year. We need to build. It's basically, we've got bad players. But at the same time, I expected more from the manager. So I think it's a season which has been, kind of killed by a lot of heavy mistakes. For example, a mistake today is, why did we sub Oliveira off when he was clearly one of the bests, and remained with Pellegrini on, which played 90 minutes, wasn't 100% fit. That's one error. The second error, in my opinion, today was, why did we start with Felix? Yes, Zaniolo wasn't starting, it wasn't available, but Felix, in my opinion, wasn't to start today. Third of all, why did we put Viña out today when he was clearly the man of the match? There are mistakes which need to be improved. For example, why the hell did we spend 25 million for Shomurodov this summer? Why the hell did we spend 25 million for Shomurodov? I'm not blaming him, but it's a waste of money. It is a waste of money. With those 20 million euros, we could have invested them on better deals. It's a series of mistakes which leads us in the position where we are now. I'm gonna throw everything out there. The origins of this, which date back a long time ago, quite a few years ago. The origins of this crisis potentially that we're living all date back to when Pallotta was a manager. Pallotta has been an absolute twat. What Pallotta has left is something which will take a lot of time for the Fredkins to sort out. Pallotta has left this club on major economic debts. Pallotta has left this club on an absolute mental scale, which, yes, we are blaming the Fredkins, but to be honest with you, the Fredkins can't do much more. What James Pallotta has left is something which will take years to rebuild. Because the Fredkins, yes, okay, they might not be the best presidents out there, but they are surely not the worst. And in fact, the Fredkins have announced that this summer they're gonna put 100 million pounds available for the transfer market. The Fredkins can't do much more and cannot clear what Pallotta has left in less than 1 year. I think many people don't know how Pallotta left this club. You cannot, in a million years, sell all of the big players. With Pallotta, don't get me wrong, we bought amazing players. But at the same time, we cannot sell all of the players. I understand that we are not a rich club. And obviously some players will be sacrificed. That's not what I'm saying. Some players will be sacrificed. That's normal for a team which doesn't have as much money as PSG. Some big players will be sacrificed. But what Pallotta didn't understand is that this doesn't mean that every single top player you need to sell. Because otherwise, there will never, ever, ever, ever be a level of construction to this team. Never. Because if you build the team by buying solid players, and then you sell every one of these players, you will end up crumbling back down. And this is exactly how Pallotta has left this club. Just to let you guys know the sort of lineup which, we had. Alisson in goal, Rudiger, Nainggolan, Strootman, Mo Salah up front, Edin Dzeko up front if we want to talk it that way. We had Florenzi as a left back, we had Manolas. That team could have been, in competition for the league. Pallotta decided to sell every single one of these players. How can you give and how can you expect this team to build more and more and more and more and more if all of the steps of this building process have been cut down? It all dates back. So yes, this season is a bad season. Yes, we cannot get, it's just absolutely terrible because the amounts of points we've lost, 15 points we've lost against more clubs. And yes, we have made mistakes. Mourinho has made his mistakes over the course of this season. For example, subbing in, subbing off mistakes. Everyone has made mistakes. Tammy has made mistakes. The Fredkins have made mistakes. Thiago Pinto has made mistakes. Mourinho has made mistakes. Rui Patricio has made mistakes. This is a bad season, which I think will only be saved from a failure if we try and get, a good position in the Europa Conference League, and if we also get 5th in this area, which at the end of the day wouldn't be that bad. It is a process which takes time, because I'm not sure, but what I assume is that at least half of you guys in this live stream just came to follow Roma because of Mourinho. What Pallotta has left in this club is something which will take years to sort out. So I'm blaming it on him. And, obviously we, as I said before, we have to be better against small clubs. Because, also Fonseca last season, for example, and his team, which roughly was the same as this year's, didn't lose as much points against small clubs. But it's a process. It's a construction year. And what needs to be understood, and this is very, very something I wish everyone out there after this live stream will pop up in your mind every time, is that Pallotta has left a tsunami in this club, and it will take a lot of time to sort this tsunami out and to manage this tsunami really well. I think today's match is we've bottled it again, because we were 1-0 up, but the players just match is we're 1-0 up after 45 minutes. That allows me to have a good old Starbucks coffee. That allows me to have a good old sleep. That is exactly what goes in the mind of these players. These players need to understand that a match lasts 90 minutes. And something else I want to point out is that after Mourinho's rant after Inter Roma, I did expect a reaction. This reaction was not there. So another thing I will say is that Zaniolo today, as Mescobor says in the chat, was greatly missed, because Felix today was absolutely appalling. Felix is a young player, is an inexperienced player. I think he will have massive potentials, but Felix is not a player to rely on. Felix is, 18 years old? You cannot rely and base yourself on Felix. This is why Zaniolo was very, very missed, because Zaniolo's physique is something which Felix can't bring. So I think it's a bad stage, but we will never, ever, 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 ever learn to react next season, and even in the next months. We will never learn to react if you see what I mean, if these moments don't come. Because I think Roma needs to fucking understand that matches do not end after 45 minutes. And that is the bummer. That is the bummer of tonight. Because yes, they deserved. They totally deserved a goal. But we have given them 2 goals. It's not Christmas anymore. It's not the season of gifts anymore. We have gifted them 2 goals. Yes, it could be argued they deserved more. Traore was an absolute masterclass of a player. Point your eyes on Traore. Buy Traore this summer. But at the same time, we've gifted them 2 goals, which is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable from the level these players play at. Rui Patricio, Portuguese national team. He's got a fucking World Cup qualifier in a couple of months with Cristiano Ronaldo against Italy. And how did he present to that match? With this mistake. It's a moment which we need to reflect on. And I think it's one of the reasons why we lost today is because in here, things are just in a total state of confusion, which I think it's hard for everyone to understand, And I think, it all dates back to that. Maybe everything dates back to that referee against Zaniolo thing. Obviously, the elimination from the from Inter Milan in the Coppa Italia, draw today. You know, all of these bad events build up in the players' minds. And this is why now we have one full week, no international breaks, no Europa Conference League, no Coppa Italia, and everything. You know, this is a good moment to reflect on. You know? I think, to be honest with you, Carlos Perez, for example, didn't get subbed in a bad way. Carlos Perez was, obviously he doesn't give a sense of continuity at any time, but, you know, there are a few players in this team, which I think have been completely closed down. And if I were Mourinho, I would give them one last chance. Carlos Perez, for example, I would try, because we need to find solutions, because we are in such a bad state where I think Mourinho himself is just has no idea what to do anymore. We need to find new alternative ways, because the transfer market, you know, that's something to think about this summer, not now. We need to think about something. And, you know, I think we've got one full week now. Enjoy the Champions League, enjoy the Europa League, enjoy the playoffs of the Europa Conference League. But inside Trigoria in this week, I need to see determination in training sessions. I need to see these players wanting to react. You know, it's not good enough if the manager tells them to react. These players need to react by themselves. They need to understand that this moment is a tough moment. They need to team up together, be a team, be strong as a team, you know, unite together and get the fucking win on Sunday. Because if we don't get a win on Sunday, then it's gonna be tough. And it's gonna be tough for every part of this club. You know, player ratings, I'm not gonna spend much time on it. I think the defense was shambles today. You know, I think Vina was my man of the match. I think Tammy obviously scored that penalty. It was okay. Oliveira, I think, did not deserve to get subbed off. I think he gave that sense of aggressiveness. Pellegrini's still not fit. Korsdorp is absolutely woeful. Mkhitaryan's accuracy when shooting is terrible. When passing, it's unbelievable. You know, it's we don't have cohesion. We don't have chemistry. And this is all to improve. This is a construction year, ladies and gentlemen. We've lost points against Sassuolo as well. We will bounce back. And I am confident of this. I'm confident. I'm the first person to say it. I am confident that we will bounce back. But to bounce back, these players, starting from tomorrow, in here, need to be, I want a reaction. Lads and lasses, subscribe if you're new. We're 2 subscribers away from 2,000 subscribers. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Smash the like button if you haven't already as well. And comment in the comments of the video your match reaction.